loves y amores, here are the royal products that we'll be using today. We'll start off with this castle book and we'll go into this beige color for our transition. Now for our inspo, Eugenio Derbez. Okay, I'm totally kidding, but for those who don't know, he's Mexico's most beloved comedian, and back in the day, he was known for this iconic bit. Now onto our real inspo, the original and first Disney princess of 1937. With a fluffy brush, I'm using this one from Chanel, we'll blend this beige into our crease. Then we'll use the sand color and we'll blend it all in. Do you love fairy tales? Well, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll move on to the other eye, making sure to use a light hand. Now for some contrast, we'll use this chocolate brown and we'll just apply that to the outer corners. With the darker colors, you want to make sure to take your time. As they say, blend, 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 and blend. And since Snow White is known for being white as snow, we're just gonna stick with really natural colors. These are really going to make our eyes pop, but in a very natural and very pretty way. And for mascara, we're gonna use this one from P. Louise that I'm absolutely loving, especially for us curly haired girls. It really grabs those curly lashes. I actually unboxed this in last year's advent calendar and I have been loving it. We'll apply that to our eyes, we'll put on the outer corners just in a light manner, and then I'm gonna go to my favorite e.l.f. eyeliner and we're gonna apply that onto our eyes. Now we really wanna take our time when applying eyeliner because it's wet, it can be messy, so we wanna start off with a very thin straight line and then build our line across. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot easier, but I really like to take my time when I'm winging my eyes out. And then we'll move on to the other eye and we'll do it in the same manner, go in with a thin line and then bringing the line out all the way. Now for lashes, I wanted something that was natural but flirty. So we're going with this wispy set and we're gonna apply it onto our eyes. Now I use a nail stick. There's different methods in applying lashes, but for me, using a little nail stick is the easiest way because you have the most control. And since it's still a little wet, you're able to apply it in a manner that's really easy and really simple. And we'll go back to our e.l.f. eyeliner and we'll apply that to any areas that just need a little touch up. I like to go back in after it's dried, and anywhere that I see glue, I'll put in a little bit of eyeliner. And I notice that it just really lifts the entire look and it really makes the eyes pop out in a beautiful way. After we have finished applying our eyeliner, we're gonna move on to brows. I'm using this gorgeous dark brunette color to fill in any sparse areas. Now, with this look, we wanna keep her brows very simple and very clean, so just follow your natural line. But a trick is to start off at the tail because you usually get a lot of product when you dip it in, and that way it spreads evenly and nicely. Now, just because I said natural doesn't mean that this isn't a glam look. So we're gonna use highlight to highlight our brows. Now, did you guys know that originally for all of the dwarves, they actually were gonna have completely different names? They were actually gonna be Dumpy, Ditzy, Baldy, Gabby, and Sniffy. I couldn't imagine that. In the end, they chose the iconic names that we love: Doc, Grumpy, Bashful, Sneezy, Sleepy, Happy, and Dopey. And I think we're all glad that they chose those names instead. Now after we've cleaned up our brows, we'll finally move on to our face. I already prepped my skin and this has allowed my skin to absorb all of the products. So now we can contour our eyes and we can move on to foundation. Because Snow White is known for her beautiful fair and snow white skin, we're gonna use this light Chanel foundation. And I'm gonna apply that all over my face and anywhere that I need to cover up any blemishes or any trouble areas. We'll apply that all over. What I really like about this foundation is that it is buildable. It's light, but you can build it up depending on your needs. And then we'll blend everything in. And to achieve that skin-like finish, we're gonna use our fingers to apply the foundation. Because we have that warmth of our hands, this helps to really melt the product into our skin. I love just blending everything in, and I notice that the finish is just so beautiful and it comes off really nicely. So next time that you're applying foundation, use your fingers and see what a difference it's gonna make in your makeup routine. And don't forget to blend everything into your neck to achieve that effortless look. And for baking, we're gonna use this baking powder from Huda Beauty that I absolutely love in the pound cake. And of course, I have my sponge inside from Flour Knows, which if you guys love Flour Our Nose products and purchase them, use my code TheCrystalPearl to get a discount. And then I'm gonna put that underneath my eyes and on my nose. And oh, we're gonna take a little coffee break. And then I'll clean everything up about 5 minutes later. And then we're gonna move on to blush. I absolutely love this blush. Yes, it looks very red, but it applies really beautiful on the skin. And I'm gonna use it on the apples of my cheekbones, and then I'm gonna bring it out because since this look is so pretty and so white with her skin, we want everything to look really nice. And then I'm gonna use this red lip liner and I'm gonna line my lips. And for this look, we're not gonna overline them. We're just gonna follow the natural line of our lips. What we'll end up doing is we'll draw in a little bit on the bottom and the top. This is gonna make them fuller. So it's just a little trick if you wanna bring out your lips and make them a little bit more pouty. And then I'm gonna use this beautiful red lipstick and I'm gonna apply it onto my lips. Don't you guys just love a beautiful red lip? Oh, it's my favorite. And then I'm gonna use a little brush to clean it up just so it's perfected, getting those lines really nice. And once we've perfected our lips, we're gonna go back to our eyeshadow palette and I'm just gonna fill in underneath just to end up bringing out our eyes a little bit more out. And then to powder everything up, I'm gonna use this translucent matte white that I absolutely love. It's gonna leave everything really matte, but you'll still have that little bit of glow. And I'll put that on my forehead and on my neck and on my nose and just all over anywhere that they're shiny and the areas that I wanna make everything matte. And once I've powdered my entire face and my neck, nose, forehead, cheekbones, I'm gonna move on to our setting spray. I've been using this new one. I bought it at Target and I'm really liking it. Not only does it smell delicious, but it also really mattifies and it makes everything stay in place. So I highly recommend this product. And then we'll fan everything out. And now we're gonna move on to wig. I found this great one on Amazon. I love that it has the clips on the back. And I really am going for that iconic Snow White look and not that Lord Farquaad look that we've been seeing with the new movie. I hope that you guys enjoyed this look. I hope that you guys enjoy the movie. Let me know your comments and your thoughts below. I love you guys so much. Los amo. Mwah!